Recorded live from Portland, Oregon, it's the Transamorous Network podcast. Let's get it on.
Welcome to the Transamorous Network podcast. I'm Perry.
This is Remy.
And I'm Shannon Scott. I think I'm not going to do it anymore.
Why?
I watched the show and it just was, I don't know. I don't think it's genuine. I can't do it every time. Otherwise, I'm faking it.
Okay.
So what we're talking about is I do this thing where I go, I'm Shannon Scott. Hello, hello. And then I was watching, I'm like, I don't like that no more. I'm done with that.
I'm over it.
So sometimes you'll get it, sometimes you won't. Just deal.
Okay, damn.
Or you might get something else.
I'm getting some African American coming from you. Sure, there's not any
Really? I
African
like that.
American.
That's like a really
Yeah,
big
even your
compliment
face,
to
you're
me.
kind of looking like you're kind of looking like Whitney Houston over there.
Ooh, oh my god. Ooh, my head is swelling. I love this. I don't know why, but I find it to be so complimentary when somebody says that to me. It like assimilates me to like African American.
Really?
I think it's because I'm kind of a wannabe. Well, we were just like literally, I was just playing that song "Keep Your Heads Ringing" by Dr. Dre, and I was talking about like bumping in the caddy over here. I was like, I swear to God, I'm just a wannabe.
Oh my word.
I'm not a wannabe. I am.
Oh my word. Okay.
My life. But yeah,
Y'all
my
two
black
are
card
blacker
is
than I am.
lifelong. So
my
I've
God,
heard from many Northwest black folk. But that's a whole nother
A
conversation.
whole nother conversation. All right. Well, we've got a wonderful guest today we're going to talk with, and I guess I'm okay with the hello not being there.
You'll get
You're
over
gonna have
it.
to
I will have to do. Damn. I'm just getting put in my place over here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the founder of this show. What the fuck? Okay. That's all right.
He likes it.
It's okay. I really don't give a shit. I just thought it sounded good when you did it. But it's
I
okay.
gave you one.
You gave me many.
Yeah. So
That's good enough.
You might get some more in the future.
All right.
It's like cake. You can't have it at every meal.
Because you'll get diabetes.
Diabetes.
Feet swell up.
Diabetical.
Get your legs cut off.
So don't we have a guest? Like, don't we have a show?
We do have a
should do
show.
our
We do
show.
have a guest.
Who's
we
our
have
guest?
a show. Her name is Kelly.
Kelly.
Kelly's calling in, or actually we're calling her. She's in Las Vegas where it's hot as a motherfucker.
Hello, Kelly. Welcome.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, for us, it's a hot as a motherfucker here, too.
It's never been this friggin' hot before.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
It's like 100. It's going to be 100 and no. Yesterday was 103.
Something like that.
It's nuts.
Oh,
It's nuts.
so a cool day.
For you,
Yeah.
what's
Oh,
it down there?
Oh, God, I don't know. It's probably in the 90s, maybe low hundreds by now. But it's been like 108, 110.
Ugh,
Wow.
Yeah, but she's in the desert where it's supposed to be that fucking hot.
I don't give a
Right,
shit.
it is. We're in the
Right, we're in the Pacific
too
Northwest where
fucking
it's
hot.
not supposed to be that fucking hot.
No, this is going to be the hottest the hottest year on record for like a large margin for years and years and years, like decades.
Unless global warming is accurate, and then we can expect it to get warmer
you
next
think?
year.
Yeah.
I
We'll
don't.
see,
I don't
we'll
know.
see. I
I'm
don't know
not
how
sure it's
global
accurate.
As long as it's not 120, I'm okay.
Does it get
Easy
that
to
hot down
please.
there?
It has.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, but everything has
119,
AC there.
120.
Everything.
I was talking with a guy who lives in Phoenix, and he was talking about how hot it gets there, and he was saying that it feels like you're in prison when it's that hot because no one wants to go outside or do anything. So you are in air conditioning the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
I've never been in a prison. I can't compare. So.
I don't think he has either.
Right.
Plus, he's got white privilege, so
Ah,
Oh, ow. Yeah.
no, it's a real thing.
uh-huh.
I put my foot in my
I
mouth
know.
all the goddamn time. All the time.
Anyway.
I'm like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
All right. So this show is not about us. It's about Kelly. Kelly, how you doing?
Good. I'm doing good.
Good. So, we talk to trans women because we want transamorous men to realize that there are women out there that match their desires and their affection. And we love having people like you on the show, even though you're going to share with us a different relationship story, but that's okay. The point is that there are women who are interested in being on this show to assist transamorous men
Yeah.
to come out of their shells and own their transamory. And so,
We'll just show up.
well,
you know?
right? Just show
Yeah.
up, right?
Just show up. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was actually, you and I, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. You and I had talked for a while many years ago. Is that right?
Now, that's correct. Many years ago, before I transitioned.
Was it before you transitioned?
It was before I transitioned.
Were you, but I thought you had a picture of you in a cat suit. You were on your hands and knees going like that for
Well,
Halloween.
yeah, but that was
Ooh, really?
I wasn't. Yeah,
I
it was
like
real
it.
nice. I hadn't gone full time yet though.
Okay, right on. And you were in Alaska at the time, right?
Yes, I was. Yeah,
Right.
I was still living in
Oh,
Anchorage.
God.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
brought you down to Las Vegas?
I met a woman up in Anchorage who, as we've discussed in the past, we fell in love and got married. And she had been living in Alaska for 36 years, and she had COPD.
And give us what tell the listeners and the viewers what that is. What is COPD? What is that a disease?
Obstructive.
It's some kind of disease,
It
right?
affects your lungs.
Yeah.
You know, so the cold winter air was really harsh on her, so we had to move somewhere warmer. And
So anywhere else?
anywhere else, yeah,
Like
pretty
you could
much.
have just
yeah.
went anywhere else and you would have been better. Okay.
Right. We're talking Alaska here. I mean, my coldest night in Alaska was 76 below zero.
That's the thing. Can you believe that doesn't even sound like a thing? That's like
I
that's
know.
not real.
Yeah. You know, but it's a thing. But you know, one thing that's not a thing is we don't all live in igloos. Okay. All right?
I never thought that. I never thought that.
It's amazing how many people think that we live in igloos and
Wow,
that we're
people
not
are idiots.
that we're not part of the United States.
Ignorant people. That's how many.
That's like
And there's
amazing.
a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. Donald Trump. Oh,
Yeah.
this is not about politics. Okay, so
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, we had to move to a warmer climate because of her health conditions.
Well,
Okay.
you picked a warm one.
Yeah.
Vegas?
Well, you know, we were
and
looking
dry, so that's probably good.
we were
for
looking at
that.
New Mexico, Arizona, and then we found a nice place in Vegas where some friends were, so we just came here.
and why did you? This might not be a good question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Why did you end up with a woman? Had you
I
tried
was-
looking for men, or were you not interested in men?
Oh, I was dating men at the time. I was dating transsexuals at the time and women at the time. I have no direct preference.
Oh, so you identify as pansexual.
Pansexual,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a little education moment for everybody.
Right.
I am the ultimate pan.
Right
Nice.
on.
Me too,
Yeah.
Chica. It's the only way to be.
That's right. Shannon is as well.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
There you can see Shannon. She's really
see
pretty.
Shannon. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
She's got a nice cleavage, actually.
You like that?
Yeah, she
I do.
paid a lot of money for that.
Mm-hmm. Didn't buy him to put him under a turtleneck.
Okay.
Kelly's got one too. Anyway, we'll get to that in a little while. But so you had dated men, and you're pansexual, and so this is good for so many transamorous men. No offense to you, men, are ignorant motherfuckers, and they don't understand.
They are.
Right, they are, and so they don't understand they don't understand the broadness of the spectrum. And so let's talk about your interests. So you were looking for, or you were dating all kinds of people, and the men that you dated, what was the experience?
Mostly bad.
And why was that?
Well, they all wanted sex in the dark and not to be seen in public with me.
Mm-hmm. Look at everybody. Mm-hmm.
Girl, we can relate.
no, yeah,
we
yeah.
can relate.
And
Trifling.
and how
Sorry.
Trifling.
straight from the ghetto. Awesome.
Yes, I am.
No, not you. The word yourself.
Got to the point where
Well, that's why.
before I was married, I would actually schedule 3 dates in an evening,
Because
Oh my God.
3
was a
hours
hoe?
apart,
No,
at
I'm
like
kidding.
6, 9, and midnight,
because
because they wouldn't show up.
right. That's what I thought you
Yeah.
were gonna say.
Oh no. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
seriously. Yeah, and I had like about a 70% no-show rate. You know.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Well, I get it.
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah. So the what we like to talk about with regard to why transamorous men are this way is that they haven't quite owned their transamory, and so they're in
Oh, exactly. Yeah, they haven't owned up to their own sexual interest.
exactly, and so they're
Yeah.
going through the same kind of I haven't heard any what's it called blowback
Backlash?
backlash. Thank you, darling. You're like up in my head. I haven't had any
Can be.
backlash on this on this statement. I'm just gonna take a moment of silence on that one.
Focus,
Yes,
Perry.
I'm trying.
That was good. That was good.
But the men who are attracted to trans women have not yet figured out that they're going through a and the trans women who vilify these guys, who make them into bad people, don't understand this either. The transamorous men are going through a transition just like trans women are.
Well, and it's not all the men. I mean, if conversations online have anything to do with anything, there's a lot of women, trans women online that are horrible too. They're just
Thank you.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of everybody who's horrible.
Yes.
It's in every group,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
subgroup,
If
you're
culture.
human, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, unless you're a dog, in which case every single one of you is amazing. 'Cause
Right,
I
dog.
love dogs. But people
dogs and
are a
cats.
different story.
Right. Right. And so you're right. And we also speak to the trans women, and that's why we wrote these books, one for men and one for the trans women, about how to get your stories right so that you understand how the world is working for you when it's working the way it's working or not working. But anyway, my point is that the men out there are going through a transition, and sometimes, and I think the men who are watching this show will agree, they do things like bogue out on a date because they haven't quite owned, like you said, Kelly, they haven't owned their attraction, and they're
afraid of what society thinks of who they are and what they are.
Bogue?
That means that you
Thank you.
that means you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it.
So
Liar
it's like
fat mouth.
It's like bugging out, but
bugging out, but boguing out. Yeah, it's like, don't be bogging on me, man.
Okay.
You said you're going to do this thing.
I'm so behind on slang.
You're so what on slang?
Behind on slang.
Honey,
I
that's
didn't know
an
what it
old
was.
one. It has to be.
It is.
I didn't know what it
Never
was.
heard it.
It's an old one.
Yeah.
I know
Damn.
bogey and I know bugging out, but those are fighter pilot terms because
Right. Oh, right. You were.
I was in the Air Force.
So anyway, yeah, your dating experience is similar to what many of our trans women audience members probably experience. And our explanation of that is, hey, on the man side, men are going through a transition. They haven't owned their shit yet. And then on the trans woman side, you have not you, Kelly, but the audience members, you have a persistent story that you're telling yourself about men that's causing you to meet the kind of men that you have a consistent complaint about. And
Going to shady places.
Going to shady places and meet. I mean, you're not going to find cockroaches out in the sun. If you go to these shady places, you're going to find guys who are in the shade for a particular reason,
Right?
Because they don't want to be out in the sun. And so, instead of going on dating sites and instead of going to seedy bars, and we've all, or at least I know you and I.
Oh,
have been.
yeah.
We've all done that.
We've all done it.
I still like going
We've
back
all
just to
done it.
reminisce every once in a
Exactly.
while.
Nothing like a seedy bar on a Friday
I
night.
love
Right?
it. I love it.
Okay, let's give it some props.
It's a very different thing when you don't feel like you have to be there.
We've
Then
all
it's kind
had
of fun. I'm
fun.
like, oh, this is so nasty. I love it.
Yeah. But instead of going to those places, what we advocate for trans women and transamorous men to meet is to change the story that you have about the person you're trying to meet.
Recreate.
And when you do that, they will naturally show up in your life. So that's what we talk about. And I think that's what, so tell us a story about what happened. How did you meet your wife?
It started out bad and, of course, ended up well. I was going to seedy places, of course. I went to a swapping party one evening where everyone was using pictures from high school. So
Pictures from high school to do what?
on their profiles online, so I'm expecting what they look like on their
So they were all
online
40 years older than you thought they were.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I showed up, and this was in Anchorage, Alaska, and I showed up to the swapping party, and it was like a whale watching expedition.
It was like a what?
Whale watching expedition.
Oh.
There she blows.
There she blows. I don't think anyone there weighed less than 250 pounds.
Oh, gracious.
So I
I
wasn't.
mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not,
Good point.
No. As a matter of fact, when that same night I met my wife, she weighed over 350, and we were together the rest of her life.
Oh.
See, there's nothing wrong with the goddess form.
I'm not against people that are overweight or
Men like something to hold on
chicks,
to.
whatever you want to call it. But if you're going to present yourself to me one way and then show up another, that I have a problem with.
Right.
Yeah, that's dishonest.
Right. It's dishonest. It's not about figure. It's honesty and integrity.
Right. It was all about honesty, not their size.
I just actually took down all my Celine Dion profile pictures because people kept thinking I'd be Celine Dion. I ended up not being. And so, I hear you.
Yeah, I had to take down all my Xena Warrior Princess.
I remember that, actually.
I love Lucy Lawless. So
do
anyway, and the kicker at this party I went to was that they only had beer. They didn't have a full bar, and I'm a martini drinker. So I decided to heck with this, and I went to Mad Myrna's, which was like, in my opinion, the best gay bar in Anchorage.
There's more than one?
I was thinking the same thing.
How many gay bars are there in Anchorage, Alaska?
There's the Raven. There's more than two.
Wow.
Raven. There's
Wow,
Mad
maybe
Myrna's.
3.
Good
All right.
for you, Anchorage.
Go Alaska.
Good for you.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, it was a Friday night, and she was watching the Friday Night Diva Variety Show, which was in the other room with the doors shut because the show had already started when I got there. And the show let out, and I was already at the bar drinking martinis. And I guess she took a look at me and decided to come and approach me. And previous to that night, she had only been she'd been married to 2 different times to men. She'd never been out with a woman or a transsexual.
And so you were, just so that we have my story straight, you were presenting female at the time.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
And she's cisgender? Is that right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
She's cisgender. And at this point in time, I was like freshly out 24/7 transitioning.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
Congrats.
I was and am Kelly at that time.
Okay.
Rock.
Awesome.
So I'm at the bar, and next thing I know, I feel this finger run up my back. You know, which of
I'd
course
have
caught my
slapped the
attention.
shit out of
I was going to say,
somebody.
that's so inappropriate. But then, I don't know.
I would have
No,
turned
I mean-
around with a swing.
Sometimes I like...
I don't know.
sometimes it's open and sometimes like I'm like, don't judge me. But,
Yeah, I didn't mind, you know. 'Cause I was on like Martini 4 or 5. So,
or 7 or
yes,
10.
and she'd been drinking gin all night, and for years it was always, you know, how did you 2 meet? And our answer is always, well, vodka and gin. So, anyway, we started talking, and she had her, you know, she's from the UK. She had the lovely British accent, which I just melted over. And
I love your,
one thing
I
led
love
to
your
another, and
sounds.
she looked me in the eyes and said, I think I need to take you home and fuck your brains out.
Ooh, all right.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
at
how
which
I
point
like
in
it.
time,
Wow.
relationships I'd had in the past, I says, well, just to let you know, I'm a transsexual, I'm not a cross-dresser. And she said, well, that's okay with me unless you have something against plus-size women. You know, I said, no, are you driving or am I? You know, and
A car
And the
or
rest
something
is
else?
history.
Oh, good question,
Good
Terry.
question.
the car.
Okay. Because you both were drunk as hell.
Oh, yeah, we were. We were like,
So
very
maybe
drunk.
they drove each other. Mind your business.
We took turns.
See? Hello. That's what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, and then 6 days and 5 dates later, we were engaged.
Well, wait a second, because
Wow,
you
that's
said
so-
this started out bad and got better, but it sounds like it started out pretty damn good.
Well, it started out bad because I was at that horrible swapping party.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, I
that's-
mean, how are we? Did you go solo? How do you go to a swapping party without anybody to swap?
That's a
Well,
good
when you're
question.
trans, they consider you like a couple.
That's cool.
Hey, these
Actually-
are Alaskans, honey.
Like, there's 2 of you,
Two for
basically,
the price
right?
of one.
You can go either way, right? You know.
Gotcha.
Wow. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So, wow. So then, and you guys got married in a short
Really
period of time.
interesting.
Well, we got engaged. We got engaged 6 days after we met. We had the second U-Haul date.
I was
know.
going to say, it sounds like a
my
U-Haul
God.
lesbian relationship.
Wow, you are lesbians. Yikes.
And yeah, we were together for 4 years. Never fought. Always a united front. Us against the world. It was perfect. You know.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And then, as we know,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
when we moved down here, she had medical issues. Sparing you the long story, it was cancer, and I spent 2 years taking care of her, and she just passed away on the 30th last month.
Oh,
I'm
my.
sorry.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Did you know she had cancer when you met her, after you got to know her, or was it sprung on you?
It was sprung on both of us. We were together for 2 years, and we were still in Alaska, and they said that she had an enlarged spleen. Actually, when we were in Alaska, they just said she was anemic. They had no idea what was going on. It wasn't until we moved down to Las Vegas that she saw a hematologist, and he says, well, it's your spleen. And a spleen normally weighs less than half a pound. Hers weighed a little over 7.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
It had been enlarged, and that's why in Alaska they thought that she was anemic because it was sucking all the cells out of her blood stream. So they removed the spleen, and I knew there was a problem when they did the surgery because it went over by 3 hours. And when they removed the spleen, which was up on her rib cage, they found it was riddled with tumors. So, and I know now, looking back, that when they removed her spleen and they cut it open, that they let that out
In
into
her
her
body.
system.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know.
They
that
didn't
there was
know.
something going on in there.
No, yeah. I mean, how could they?
Yeah.
It's all, you know, it was all encapsulated in the spleen.
Yeah.
And she just slowly got worse over the next 2 years. So,
You know, it's funny that we're talking with you now because I believe the next guest we have, and you guys know who it is, but we're not going to say it because she's a surprise. But her,
don't spoil it. Yeah.
her partner died right after they got married, also.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't know that.
So, but it's interesting. So, so here at the Transamorous Network, Kelly, we are uber positive, and we believe that everything happens for a reason.
Right,
And
right.
so, I'm interested to hear what you might have to say about that.
Well, she had, according to all of her friends and family, she'd been miserable for almost 20 years. And we were together for 4 years, and they were 4 of the happiest years of her life.
Oh,
That's a wonderful
And that's what I'm
That is
taking away
wonderful.
from it.
Yeah, you gave
That's,
her a wonderful.
Because the whole time we were together, all of her friends and family are like, I've never seen her this happy. I've never seen her this happy.
That's
Oh, that's
Oh.
fantastic.
that's beautiful.
That is
That is so
beautiful.
beautiful, and that's the things we like to hear.
Were you there when she passed?
I missed it by hours, but neither one of us wanted me to be there.
Oh, why?
I don't want to watch my spouse die.
Oh, I
No.
get that. I got.
Everyone's different.
I was just. I wasn't. It wasn't like
No,
a.
it's a pers-
I wasn't
it's a personal
accusing.
choice. It's a
Yeah.
personal choice.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
No, I don't want to. No.
I got it. Yeah.
I was very grateful though that she did go in her sleep.
That's the way
Oh,
I want to
good.
go.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to go in my sleep.
right. Because in the end, I know that the last time she was discharged from the hospital and came home, I know now that she didn't tell me. She wasn't forthcoming with everything because her life story with her bad relationships in the past has always been, well, I don't want to be a burden, And I'm pretty sure she left against medical advice so she could spend at least whatever days she had left with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so sweet that you guys loved each other the way you did. Let me say right? Because that love doesn't
You
end.
did, yeah, either way.
Yeah, right on.
The love doesn't go away.
No, it doesn't go away.
Not at all. It doesn't. Yeah.
And yeah, it was just perfect. I mean, in her previous relationship, she was actually pushed down emotionally and mentally because when she was living in the UK, and even part of the time in Alaska, she was all of her friends kept calling her the Mistress Mary after we met
Why is that?
because she was a dom, a professional mistress.
Oh. Remy shaking her head. Yeah, I knew what that is.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Because I'm sitting at the bar, and this is after we've been together for a few weeks. I'm like, why does everyone call you the Mistress Mary? Because I'm a mistress, or had been for many, many years.
And when did you? Oh, but she wasn't when you had met.
Well, she wasn't advertising that, or anything. It wasn't, she wasn't in the role.
How long had you been together again before you found out?
Like 2 weeks.
Okay, so right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right away. Right away.
It's not like you were together for 2 years and like, oh,
By the way.
yeah, BT
Oh,
dubs.
no.
Every
It was
Friday
during
night when I'm
it was
out at
during-
work.
It was during that quick, condensed, let's get married, get to know you, let's know everything about each other phase.
Wow, that would be really condensed.
But no, that wasn't a problem.
Yeah. Long hours, long nights.
Yes. So I have a question for you relative to her profession there. So I have this other project that I'm doing where we're going to be changing the economic system. And in that context, I was talking with one of my coworkers and explaining to him that there are some people who would still want to perform as a sex worker if everyone's debt were erased and you could do whatever you wanted to do in life. I was telling this person, even in that situation, there would be some people who would want to be sex workers because they enjoy that kind of work. And like a dominatrix, I would imagine, would be one of those type
Oh,
of
absolutely.
people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, most
I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
Most brothels, what?
have at least one dom, yeah.
And so did your wife, did she do that work because she enjoyed it?
Yes.
And did she tell you why she enjoyed it?
Various reasons. She just enjoyed the power exchange, And one thing led to another, and for 4 years I was her submissive as well as her wife.
Is that two distinct things? Because my wife is my submissive. I'm just kidding.
I think
Yes,
being
they're
a-
two very distinct and separate
being a
things.
sub is a very specific.
I'd like
Right,
to be
and
someone's
your
sub.
wife
Yes,
doesn't necessarily
yes,
have to
it's
be your
yeah,
sub,
it's
and your sub does not have to
yeah.
necessarily be your wife.
Right.
At
Yeah.
all.
Well, that depends. Did your wife wear a collar?
Oh, I was joking. My wife doesn't.
Oh,
She
okay.
won't, she won't take that shit. She'd be like,
No.
motherfucker,
She'd
you
slap
trying
the
to
shit
do
out of
what
you.
to me? Let me show you what my belt looks like.
beat you down.
Exactly. And I'd be like, okay, master.
Exactly. Exactly. Let the truth be told.
Who's the sub?
Let the truth be
Okay, so who's
told.
the sub here?
Uh-huh.
I was doing a little bit of projecting.
Uh-huh. He likes it.
So what now, Kelly? What are you looking for now in your life? Are you thinking you want to date women? Or I know you're pansexual, but are you leaning towards more
fresh.
than one than another, or is it too fresh?
It might be too fresh.
Ah, that's true.
I'm totally rebuilding myself. I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Okay,
To be honest, just right now, just friendship.
Mm-hmm.
that's smart.
I mean, I'm not out there going, "Hey, let's go get married." No. You know, it's like just friendship right now.
What's it feel like to be transitioned?
Well, I'm not quite done. I'm still saving for my final surgery.
Okay.
So, as a matter of fact, I just put a deposit down, and I've got an 18-month savings plan to have my final surgery February of 2018.
Okay.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
And you are spending some of your time doing rollerblading, I understand? Or no,
Well,
it's
roller
roller derby.
derby.
Roller derby.
Roller derby, yeah. I dove when my
Far more
wife passed
badass
away.
than rollerblading.
Dove into roller derby. Yeah, I play on 3 different teams here in Vegas.
Nice.
2 of them are in my WIFTA league, the Sin City Roller Girls. WIFTA is Women's Flat Track Roller Derby
Thank you.
Association, WFTDA.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, no worries.
So yeah, I play on one of the travel teams in my league, which travels, it's a travel team, and one of the home teams. I play for the Tommy Gun Terrors.
Mm.
And I also play on a recreational team called Rebellion. And it's a recreational team because it's not part of the WFTDA.
Do you do this for
We've got
work?
a
Like,
team
are you
here.
paid?
Oh, God, no. That's like expecting someone who plays in a softball league to be paid. No. Roller derby leagues are all self-funded, non-profit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we have to do fundraisers, get sponsors.
We got the Roll City Rollers.
I know we got a team here. Some badass
Yeah.
bitches.
I've known a few, actually.
You have?
Yeah.
They be throwing bows.
If they need
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Yeah. it's-
Yeah.
We got the rollers, we got the wreckers. We have quite a few
Oh, them
teams in
bones.
Portland. Terry.
Yeah,
was like-
Derby's taken off. We're in our,
Right?
we're in our
Very
11th season.
violent today.
It's
So,
like kickball.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Smack
love
him.
kickball. I don't know. I'm not feeling spicy enough to smack him today. So
Girls are trying to get on my case because I'm a little feisty this morning. So okay, awesome. And what you worked for a lab in Alaska?
And I work for the same lab. I transferred down here.
Oh, and were you a phlebotomist? No, you're not a phlebotomist.
Yes,
You
yes.
were.
She's a vampire.
Yes.
Wow.
Memory check. Good for you.
Check out that memory.
Yeah.
All right.
someone's been taking
Round
their
of
ginkgo.
applause.
Yeah, I was a phlebotomist in what they call an in-office site in Alaska. It was a one-person lab out in the middle of Wasilla. So,
And
Oh yes, Wasilla. I know exactly.
You do?
No, I don't. Know
Okay.
where that
Wasilla, down there by Senior Taco. Yeah. So,
and what is a so
Senior Taco.
I'm diving into this line of questioning because the guys out there, they want to know that they need to know that not all trans women are sex workers or are
No, they're not.
or broke ass women with looking for some sugar daddy.
Right.
So what does a phlebotomist do, Kelly?
Suck your
they
blood.
they collect blood from a vein, diagnostic specimens.
Mhm.
You have to collect, depending on the test, they have different specimen requirements. You've got different tubes that you have to draw for the different tests. You're registering, you have to check their insurance and all that, get them all registered in.
Mm-hmm.
Even once the blood is collected, different specimens have to be processed differently. They have different temperatures, different,
I didn't know
durations
I didn't
based
know
on what
that.
Yeah,
temperature.
absolutely.
Wow, I
So-
didn't know that. And
Yeah.
where did you go? Where'd you get this training or education from?
Oh God, like over 20 years ago in California, I took a free ROP class.
What's ROP?
Regional Occupational Program. It's a class for adults returning to the workforce,
Okay.
and it was run in like a local high school. I don't even know if they still have that anymore. We're talking like 25 years ago.
Huh.
And the class was called Hospital Careers, and you had to check 3 different careers, first, second, and third choice. And they had like X-ray, admitting, and
You were
I
like
only wanted to learn-
proctologist.
yeah. But I only wanted to learn how to be a phlebotomist at the time, so my first, second, and third choice was phlebotomy.
I was close. So close.
Yeah, you were so close.
It's
But because you were only allowed, there were so many people that wanted to take this free class that you could only take it once.
oh.
And I told the instructor, if I don't get phlebotomy, give my spot to someone else because I don't want to take the class and not be able to take it again.
right.
And as a matter of fact, I did not get in the first time, but 2 weeks after they started the class, one of the people in there for phlebotomy dropped out, and she called me up at home, and I came in 2 weeks later.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so you've been doing this work for like
22, 23
22
years.
Are you
Oh my
about to
gosh.
retire?
No.
Really?
No.
I'm not.
Bill's got
I'm
a
not
transition to pay
That's
for.
what she got money.
that's
She
right.
got
Right.
She's
What
no
am I
waving.
Exactly.
She got at least 18 months.
Shit is expensive. It's very expensive.
By the way, I've been thinking about getting a surgeon that performs that surgery on the show.
yeah.
I think there's at least one in Portland.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any contacts?
I
Dr.
personally
Doogie.
don't.
Dr. Hoobie?
Doogie.
It's not a
D-U-G-I.
surgery
I know him
I'm
personally.
considering.
Is their last name Hauser?
That's their last name.
That would be awesome.
Smart
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
There's actually two doctors here that do those surgeries. You know, the vaginoplasty and then the phalloplasty.
Are they men or women?
Men.
We got to
Does
get
it
them
matter?
brothers up in here.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're surgeons, so
Yeah.
it's not as if they're transamorous men.
Well, right,
so
but
the
still, it would
conversation would be a
be-
very different
it'd be
conversation.
Well, that we know of. Yeah.
Well, good
Right?
point,
They could-
Kelly.
You never know.
But it's interesting. It would be interesting because I know that some transamorous men have no fucking clue what trans women go through to represent authentically who they are in the world.
Oh,
And
God,
it
I
would be
can-
good to have them
Yeah.
up here and talk about. it.
It's a Lamborghini. I'm a Lamborghini deep into my transition right now. Literally, it's nuts.
Really,
Yeah, it's crazy how
that's
expensive it is.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So-
years of therapy, hormones, surgery.
Yeah.
Just
The
modifying
variety
your
of
body,
surgeries.
you know?
Yeah.
The variety of surgeries and procedures
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
out there, and every one of us wants something different.
Right.
We don't all need the same thing either.
Right. And
Well,
so
that's true. Yeah, you have to modify your treatment, for lack of a better word.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
appreciating the object of your affection, transamorous men, includes understanding what your object of affection is going through.
Right.
Because depending more often than not, I think a transamorous man is going to meet a trans woman who is still in the process of transitioning, and some of those procedures are quite difficult. And so there's going to be a point where the man has to take care of this person who's just coming out of surgery.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes, who was that I was? Oh, it was Ashley. One of my trans women girlfriends in the past, her name was Ashley, had her facial feminization surgery, and
Which is intense. Yeah.
oh my God, Kelly, she looked like she got beat up by massive amounts of ugly sticks. She was so
Oh no, been there, done that.
yeah, she was
It's
so
intense, it's
puffy
intense,
and
yeah.
wrapped up,
Yeah.
and she had things coming out her nose to drain her sinuses, and
Right.
and
right.
taking care of her during that time was tough. And so my point is that transamorous men, it's not like you're going to go out and meet. I guess you could set the intention and create the story that you'll meet a trans woman who's totally transitioning, and you don't have to deal with any of the shit I'm talking about. But on your way to meeting that person, because you're probably not the perfectly matched to that person yet, you're going to meet these other trans women, and you're going to, I think, in order to get beyond you're treating me like a sex object, you're going to have to get into the deep nitty gritty about what this person's going through to become how do I say it? They're not becoming the person they are. They're affirming the person that they are, right? That's a
Yeah.
better way of saying it.
That's
Yeah.
a good way to put it. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. And a woman who's already gone through all the procedures and has completed her look and done everything, she's not going to be in the seedy bars. She's not going to be on the website. She's going to be just another woman out there in the grocery store who you're going to walk past and not even know.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you,
mean, sometimes you
Or
know,
on the
and-
bus.
Or on the... What are
Or
you
on
saying?
the bus.
What are you
or
saying?
probably
Oh,
just-
right. I get what you're saying.
out there walking her dog.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Just
You
met
don't
someone
know.
very cute this weekend
No.
on the bus. That's all I'm
Nice.
saying.
All right. Well, I think we've got enough on this show. It's 43 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that went fast.
Yeah,
wow.
we're trying to keep them shorter these days for our audience so that they can tune into the whole thing because we share so much good shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
Kelly,
it's funny you were talking about sex workers, though, because at one point in time, I did apply to all the brothels up here that are legal in Clark County.
and
They have legal brothels in Alaska?
No,
No,
Vegas.
oh, Las
Oh,
Vegas.
Vegas. Oh, whoa. When you
Clark-
said
in
up,
Clark
when you said
County,
up
yeah,
here,
legal
I
brothels.
thought north, not.
Got it.
But
Yeah.
I didn't know. They said they didn't hire men and that there was no market for a trans girl.
Oh my!
There
they're
will
so
be.
wrong.
There
There's
will
no,
be.
there
There
is.
always has
Oh
been.
my
Well, I
God,
know,
there
I
is.
know,
They
but
are
my-
way off.
Well, but my
Way
point
off.
is that they're
Yeah.
going to get on the bandwagon shortly because
No, you go to if you go to any of the online brothels and you look at
Right,
Las
right.
Vegas and you look at the trans side of that, there's a huge market.
Oh, really?
Huge. Yes.
Huge, gigantic
Yes.
market.
just
So-
goes to show you where I'm hanging out. Not there.
Right?
Why? Because I got my story right, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Why? Because his
So-
wife is listening.
Oh, damn. Bitch,
And
call
on
me
that
out.
note,
Yeah, on that note, Kelly, we love you. You're
thank
so
you
awesome.
so much.
much.
It was a pleasure to meet
Thank you for coming on today.
All right, we're gonna end here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, gentlemen out there, make sure you step it up. It's time to make it happen and be who you are. Show up. I love how you say that.
Show up. All right.